Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an entire house clean with me. I am going to be cleaning and deep cleaning the kitchen, living room, dining room, and both of the kids' rooms. I am just going to start by taking the covers off of the couch and then throwing them in the washer. If you are new here, I'm a stay-at-home mom of two. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. We moved from North Carolina to Michigan about a year ago. Some of the reasons why I started YouTube is because I wanted to post realistic day in the life, organizational, and cleaning videos. Also, being a stay-at-home mom of two, it's kind of difficult for me to make friends. I haven't really met anybody new here yet. So not only do I enjoy cleaning and making YouTube videos, but I also enjoy interacting with everybody. But I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I would love to hear any feedback or comments on what you guys think about today's video, and let's get into it. So normally I have to move our couch at least once a month to get everything behind it, under it, and in it. And I usually find toys, shoes, food, and anything that we have basically lost that week. I swear everything lives inside of our couch. After I finish cleaning behind the couch, I'm going to put it back together and then start on the rest of the living room. Normally, whenever one of the kids aren't feeling well, they like to sleep on the couch instead of in their bed, so they're closer to our room. And my daughter wasn't feeling well this past weekend, so I was just cleaning the couch just to make sure that nobody else in the house got sick. Usually it's inevitable because once one of us gets sick, all of us eventually end up getting sick, but I still at least try to prevent it as much as I possibly can. Now I'm going to start on the coffee table. The coffee table is actually the hardest part in the living room for me to keep clean. Although it is the hardest part in the living room to keep clean, it's actually my favorite part. Honestly, I just feel like it's because it's a glass table. Every time I see any windows or doors that are glass and they're completely clean and you can see directly through it, it is so satisfying to me. I do not know why, but I love it. It's my favorite thing. now that I'm almost finished with the living room, I'm going to go ahead and start on my son's room. Normally, my son would either help me pick up his toys or do it himself, but he said that his stomach hurt, so I didn't want to make him clean up his room if he wasn't feeling well either. Every single time one of my little ones aren't feeling good, I feel so bad. I feel like I can't help them. I feel so helpless. But I try as much as I can to help make them feel better. But it literally breaks my heart when their stomach is hurting or they just like aren't playing like they normally do. Right now, I'm just putting a clean comforter on my son's bed so that way he can lay down and finish his movie. Most of the time, the kids would rather sleep in their sleepy napper when they're not feeling well anyways. A second ago, you could see his little head pop in here to see if I was finished with his bed. Whenever the kids aren't feeling good, I try to get them out of the bed for a little bit anyways. Like I try to get them moving around and just walking around the house for just a little bit. That way they can get their bodies moving. But now that I am almost finished with his bedroom, I'm going to go to the other side of his room and start on his playroom area. Most of the time that I'm cleaning the playroom area, it doesn't take me too long. It's mostly just putting the toys back in the bins and putting the things back where they go in the room. But after I am finished vacuuming in there, I'm going to go out into the living room and put the covers back on the cushions. The majority of the time that I do clean the couch, I'll usually just vacuum it off. It's usually just crumbs, food, stuff like that, and I'll vacuum it. But every now and then I'll throw the covers in the washer. So whenever I was taking the cushions off and then I was putting them back on, I had a difficult time getting the zipper to come all the way over. So I had to get a pair of pliers to help me because sometimes it gets caught in like the fabric. So I just got a pair of pliers to help me guide the zipper through. With the couch pillows, I was going to take off the pillowcases and then throw them in the washer, but for some reason the cases were made in the to the pillows, like they were seamed into the fabric and the inside of the pillows, so I just had to throw the whole thing in the washer. So after I finished with the living room, I ended up studying for one of my exams, and then I read a book and ended up falling asleep. So this video is into the next day. That night also, my son was playing with some kinetic sand, so I was just picking that up from the table. Some of it got on the floor, but I'm just going to sweep up the little bit that got on the floor and just throw that away. While we're going into the next day, I actually started cleaning a little bit later. I didn't start cleaning until around 5 or 6. I got some boxes, so I was helping my daughter pack up her things in her room because she was super excited. Right now, I'm just sweeping the floor in the dining room, and then I'm gonna mop the floors, and then I'm gonna head into the kitchen. Right now, I'm using a stain remover cleaning supply with a brush on the end of it to get all of the food and stains and anything else that might be on the chairs. Normally, whenever the kids are eating, they like to sit at the bar, so they both use these chairs to sit down and eat. There was a lot of food and stuff on them, but I was able to get most of it off, if not all of it. So now I'm just cleaning off the bar area. This is where we put a lot of our stuff. Most of the time, whenever we walk in the house, this is like the first place we see, so we just set all of our stuff on it. I normally have to clean it right before I make dinner so the kids can sit down and eat here. That does help because it kind of forces me to pick it up and clean it and put everything away, so that way it's not just sitting there for days at a time. Although I do clean it occasionally, I don't clean it all the time. So sometimes if you walk into our house, you'll just see like a pile of stuff sitting right on our bar. Let me know in the comments if anybody else has a place in their house where they kind of just throw all their stuff and just leave it there, or if they just have a place where they like to put their stuff and forget about it for a few days. It's kind of a weird place for us that it's the bar, because that's the most noticeable place and it's the first thing you see whenever you walk through the door. So now that I'm done cleaning the stove, I'm just going to take everything off of the counters and then wipe them down. And then after I am done wiping down the counters, I'm going to move the stove, sweep and mop under there. And then I'm going to move the fridge and sweep and mop under there also. I normally clean underneath the stove and under the fridge every few months, but since we are moving, I just wanted to make sure that I got all of the food and everything underneath of it so somebody else didn't have to clean it up. I also ended up having to clean the wall walls as well. I didn't realize that some food had gotten on the walls, but I just wanted to make sure that I cleaned those as well. But after I'm finished cleaning under the appliances, I'm going to sweep and mop the rest of the kitchen as well, and then I am going to start supper. I decided to just do grilled cheese and broccoli cheddar soup. That way it was easy on all of our stomachs, especially the little ones. I just wanted to make something that was simple, and if they ended up not feeling well, that it wouldn't be too rough on their stomach. After I finish wiping down the wall with the mop, I'm just going to move the stove back, and then I'm going to go over to the fridge and pull that out as well, and then sweep and mop under there. While I was waiting for the burner pieces to finish drying, I just put together some boxes and wrote the names of the room that they're going to be going in. And then by the time I was finished with that, the burners were ready to put back on the stove. So I put those back on, and then I was able to start supper. And then we'll all sit down and eat as a family. After we are finished eating, I'm going to go into my daughter's room and put her bedding back on her bed. I normally don't have too much to do in her room. She is pretty good about keeping her room clean, making her bed and cleaning up after herself. hope that y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more realistic day in the life, organizational, and cleaning videos from me, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I also would love to hear feedback or any thoughts or opinions on what you guys thought about today's video. And I will see y'all in my next one.